What's up, everybody? I wanted to record the most problematic ability gate level for most players, at least one of them. So we're gonna be fighting these mad golems. They are pretty gnarly. I'm doing this without Stone Slayer and without Stone Killer, both of which are a very good idea for this ability gate because it lets you do extra damage just to the boss at the end, which means you can feasibly attack the mobs and do very little damage to them. But when you get to the boss at the end, you get a nice damage boost, and that'll help you deal with the nasty golems and their damage reduction. So something I've added to this Robin, he does carry Magic Castle with him now. I don't really, well, that's right, they do cast some sort of earth spells. So we're going to go ahead and put that up, but really this was for the purple ability gate is why I gave him Magic Castle. And Zaix does have some of his abilities unlocked now, his S1 being my favorite, right there. That right there will steal you a ton of items. He's also great at just throwing the enemy up in the air. You got to be careful with that though, because that can do a lot of damage. These guys are dying a lot quicker than I would like them to right now. I would like a minute to just kind of try to get Extort to proc with my Rogue. I just saw a chest pop up. I don't know if that's from Extort. Oh yeah, that's right. That's absolutely correct. I just forgot to drop the Arc. I better do that. I need to revive Zaix though before I can do that, because he just caught a pretty bad uppercut even though he is rocking royal armor. As soon as he comes back though, we can throw that, and then I really don't care if Zaix stays alive or not. It is useful to be able to throw everybody up into the air like that, and we might as well dump his S4 while he's here. As you can see, I mean, I'm hitting for like 100 damage at a time. So, I mean, this level is doable with a weak party, even if you don't have the Killer and the Stone Slayer. But these guys do have some gnarly damage resistance. That, or they just have a super high defense. Loga's good for breaking them down. This Loga's not even equipped with his weapons. He has a very weak weapon. I'll show you these guys' attacks. This whole party, they have 500 and under attack. Some of these characters are running around with 300 attack in here. Just so I can get a good idea of what you can get away with in here, because the idea is the lower the attack that you can get away with, feasibly the more items you can get. Because the more time you have to farm those items from the enemy before they die. So it's one of these things where you just want to keep them alive long enough to get everything that you can out of them. Then you want to go ahead and just finish the job, which is part of the reason why Zaix is just such an awesome farming unit, because if we actually look at his skills, his S1 is perfect for farming, and anybody that watched the last video that I did get his S1 like all the way leveled up. But his S2 is water element or ice, I believe, and it does extra damage to these golems, and that's great for just like finishing these units off, because he's always going to have something in his kit that the enemy's weak against. So you can use his S1 to get a bunch of backstabs over and over again and get Trickerous to proc, and then after you see that you got a chest from your enemy, you can go ahead and switch to his S2 or his S3 to finish the enemy off. We're talking high modifier attacks, and they have a different element, each of them. And specifically with these golems, his S2, Azeroth Frond, is very effective. Because it is, I believe, ice damage. Yeah, the golems are susceptible to ice. Who would have known? So that's my strategy here. Eventually, these characters will obviously get more powerful, but I wanted to work on a solid farm party for today and just get something that I can run at any instance, and be able to actually farm ability gates effectively. This isn't over. I'm going to be taking Loga out of the party, obviously. I would love to replace him with a tank that just stands there and gets in the way and takes some aggro. Right now I am using him to do enough damage to some of these nasty bosses to finish the fight off. But not until Robin and Zaix actually have a chance to try to get Extort and Trick Wrist to proc. So that's the strategy right now. It's working out well because I've been working on Loga. This lets me run him along the way and teach him some abilities, right? As long as he doesn't overkill anything. And that is why I'll show you Loga's equipment. It's really not anything that great, but the farming results are alright. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Man, every time I shoot a vid for you guys, I get under 20. Typically, though, I'm getting about 20 to 30 of these items every time, well, most of the times that I run now, because I have 2 rogues, right? So it's been working out really well. I can tell you this right now, if I take a rogue off the friends list, even if they have the Beast Hunter arc, I'm not going to get 20 items from that run, because chances are that rogue from the friends list has 1500 attack and he's going to kill everything real quick. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys what I did for the purple ability gate. I did teach Robin Magic Castle because I figure that will help. That is the ability gate that most people have a problem with. Let's get in there and just run this thing real quick. Here's my setup. I'll let you kind of look at the characters. So Robin has strength 682. I'm sorry, I thought it was like 582. So he's at 682. Very simple. Here's what he's equipped with. He does have that paladin bow. I've been working with this build. You guys can, most of you that are watching this vid, you guys know what's on my Robin. Zaix is the man of the hour, though. If we could just click on him long enough to actually highlight him. He's still a low level. The only trait I have unlocked is Silver Shadow Rush. We went over that. Valsar Raven, I have that leveled up. That's right. Let's see. Rush enemies in a medium area and perform an aerial combat attack. So his S1 doesn't even have an element to it, right? It's literally made for farming. Personally, this is just IMO. This is what I think, but this is the way I think they set him up. His S1 is made to maximize backstab, to really get that Trick Wrist to proc, and I see it happen all the time with his S1. And then his S2, 3, and 4, let's see, one of them is ice, one of them is earth, and then one of them is dark. So you have a plethora of different elements to finish your enemy off after you've procced Trick Wrist and you can see the chest fall. You can switch from your S1 to start doing some of these, and this guy will just tear enemies up. Alright, here's what he's equipped with. The only reason he has a Hercules Edge is because enemies are slightly more likely to faint, Ninja Apparel, and then stuff to keep him healed. Now, I know the Hercules Edge kind of has a high attack, right? But look at this character's strength. It's 549. That is because if we went into his tree, I only went high enough in his attack tree to unlock the 3rd Valsar Raven ability. So that's why I feel like I can give him that weapon and have a higher chance of fainting people, because that helps you farm. So this is what Zaix looks like. Totally underpowered, totally incomplete. 47 out of 104 abilities unlocked, and that is all pretty much just defense and magic defense. And Homeboy here, I don't even know why I put that arc on him. I should put a better arc on him that gives him some resistance to magic. This guy's just here to take some hits and, do some damage here and there. Look at Loga's weapon. You know what? He should have an armor, though. Homeboy should have an armor. That's funny. I completely forgot about that. Let's see. Let's just throw anything on him. Anything. How about he can wear a Navy uniform for all I care. And I don't want his attack any higher because he's already pretty much just destroying everything without a weapon, and he has 700 strength, right? So this is my cleaner. This is the guy that shows up and cleans everything up. He works well for this though because he does put ailments onto the enemy, so he actually does make them weaker to you, right? And when you get to these pokies at the end that cast spells, hey, if this guy can throw silence on one of them, even for 10-15 seconds, that's 1 or 2 less spells that you have to eat. That's a big deal, right? That is a big deal. So this is what he has on him. Really not much. I did leave the attack up on him because I do want him to be able to finish the crits on him so that he can heal himself from Proud Force. Obviously the curse research and all that, the ailments I left on him so that, you know, he could slow those pokies down, maybe stop them from casting. And from 0, this helps with a zombie build. It helps you come back to life. He's not doing this all that much. He gets to come back to life once. I do believe all of these characters have that. And actually, while we're talking about that, I might as well show you the skills that Zaix has since I just got him today. This is what he's bringing to the table. He's rocking some hit points up, magic defense, Proud Force, Royal Armor, so he can't catch a critical hit and just be out. Of course, I'm going to bring Illusion. It's funny, he has Healing Boost. I should probably really take that off. I can add some stuff to him, but Backstab by left, skill charge 1. This is what I was talking about. This is important. You want to have that S1 charged up because you want to constantly be able to throw that thing. You want to be able to use his S1 as much as humanly possible because that really is like his best. Oh, here we go. We can get rid of Healing Boost since he's not going to be doing that, and we can greatly increase his defense just in case. He doesn't need to bring Star Heal. He just needs to bring that damn arc. And actually, since we're doing the purple gate, what can we put on this guy? Let's see, off the top of my head, what is given dark resistance? This is really what you want for the purple ability gate, just dark resistance. Those damn pokies are always doing dark damage with that those spells of theirs. Let me just click through here. Actually, Caldel the Great's not bad. Restore the hit points of all party members with each item drop from the enemy. That's actually not bad to have because, I mean, if you're in a farming party, there's going to be items dropping. Damage done to human enemies. And at the same time, I don't want to bring an arc that is just super expensive. Periodically give a buff for 80% magic damage from enemies. Close to death, mine 35. Okay, you know what? We can bring the bell tower because this sounds like it could give him some protection against. Plus, this is going to have magic guard, magic castle, and undead shield. So he can learn that along the way so that maybe in the future he can use it. But this is really going to be the setup. Robin and Zaix are going to be pretty much my rogues that I'm going to be running. And right now, Loga is the training wheels, right? So as these characters get powered up, I won't need Loga here. But for now, Loga's very useful, to say the least. He's helping me finish some of this stuff, especially with those nasty golems. So right off rip, S1s all around. This is why I want skill charge 1. I want to group these guys up, and I still want to just basic attack the shit out of them if I can with my rogue. Because remember, my rogue has that bow equipped. He's going to have a good crit with his basic attack. And so far, everything's gravy. If anything, Loga is just still killing things too quickly. So this party will get a lot more effective and efficient as soon as Loga's taken out. That's all there is to it. Things are just going to be dying more slowly. If I had Lance Evil might be my first choice to put in because Lance Evil is so good at taking damage and guarding that you can reduce the damage that he does. So Lance Evil would be perfect just to grab some aggro in here, you know, and just take it off of your other characters while at the same time not killing everything. But so far, so good. We're doing alright. We're doing alright. The real test, of course, is at the end. It's at the end where we fight those damn... what are they called? They're not pokies anymore. When they turn into 5-foot-tall bushes of death, they're not pokies anymore. What are those things? Like, the lizards really aren't that bad. They're giving us all easy stuff. So I guess my strategy for the end is still going to be to group them up so one of them can't cast. After I see, you know, some extort proc, after I see maybe some trick wrist proc, and I see some chest flying around, then I will just start dumping, there we go. Then I'll start dumping skills. And look at that. You can always just keep rocking our S1 with Zaix. It's great. You want to interrupt someone, drop your S3, hit all of them, interrupt whatever they were trying to cast because you threw them up in the air. It looks like Robin scored an item. Time to switch to a different mob to farm. There we go. So all in all, pretty good. We're seeing chests drop here and there, right? Also, I still don't have the best gear for farming. I don't have the what is it? The Thief's bangle or whatever that thing is called. It's an accessory. Here we go. We get to the good stuff. So right off rip, I'm going to want to protect us with Magic Castle. That way if they do bust off a spell right now, we can mitigate it a little bit. We need to get these guys together. That's good. Just like that. Now that they're pinned in the wall, I'm going to just start dropping basic attacks just to try to get Robin's crit to proc a bunch. I find that if you start, and if you get them in a position like this, you're pretty good. If you start trying to throw skills, sometimes you can throw them around and get them out of the corner, and then they can cast a spell. So for now, Zaix is doing his S1 in the back. Hopefully he can get, oh that's right, that's what we need to do. We cannot forget that. So we threw our arc, we're looking pretty good. We can still do our summon and heal. These guys are about to break though. So right now the boss is dizzy. He's about to break. Zaix can throw his S1 a bunch of times. See, and that's the problem. He gets him out of the corner then. I think we're good though. I think we got this one wrapped up real nice. I don't even have to drop any S4s. I do like Zaix's S4 though, it just keeps them up in the air. You never have to worry about somebody casting a spell on you if they're floating through the air taking damage. In fact, let's finish this one up real nice. We're going to do World of Rot. He gets this thing all the time and it looks cool, and this does apply, what, some kind of disease on you or something. It's a really good debuff. Guy's definitely solid. Oh, and there's that spell. And we still managed to keep Zaix alive because we do have Magic Castle up. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Oh, someone even threw some kind of healing spell. So it looks like this panned out pretty well. I feel like I actually had a harder time fighting the golems. And there's a super easy fix for that. For the golem ability gate, the green one. The reason I've been farming that too, and the purple one obviously, is because those are the main materials you need for a farming character. You want their magic defense, and you want their defense as high as possible, and you want all the hit points you can get. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. Alright, at least we got over 21 again. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. So 21 items ain't bad. This is going to get much better, obviously, like I said, when I take Loga out. But for now, he's along for the ride. He's enjoying it. I'm enjoying running these characters together. So this is what I'm going to be using, and they can pretty much cover everything, every single ability gate. I haven't had one issue at all. I would suggest putting Magic Castle on Robin or just teaching it to him. And if you're really struggling with the purple ability gate and you're just running Robin, Dark Shield along with Magic Castle is going to reduce so much dark damage that you're just going to be gravy. And really, I think I've went over this a couple of times, but you really just need to get these two guys together in the same corner and just beat the living shit out of them with basic attacks so that they cannot cast a spell on you, and you absolutely cannot let them split apart. So as long as you can do that, you can farm these and you can get like 20 drops at a time, and this is helpful for just about every and any account. So I've spent the day working on these characters. Zaix is just good enough to be my B-Stark holder and to start farming with my Robin. And now your boy's switching back over to Ray. I got to give Ray some attention. It'll be much easier now since I have a better farm party to grind out ability gate crystals to power Ray up. Like, that dude is hungry. I mean, it seems like you need 7 of these red crystal clusters just to get anything. 7 at a time. So that's what your boy's doing, right? I also have, from the event, I still have some pulls to look forward to. I don't know if we get like 5 or 10 of them. Anniversary pulls once you get like 500,000 points. I have not unlocked those yet. I'm looking forward to that. My hopes and prayers go to that. Alright, in my mind, that's where my new UR arc is. Those tickets are just a placeholder. But that's where my arc is, baby. And as soon as I get to those 500,000 points, I can throw that golden ticket and I'll get my new UR arc, and Ray will have his best in slot arc, and I will have my favorite character in this game with his best in slot arc, and I will also have my favorite farmer. No, real talk though, Zaix is realistically one of my favorite characters in this game, not just for the farming aspect. When I first started playing Last Cloudia and when I encountered Zaix in the story, my combat with him was awesome. He was teleporting around all over the place, and I just remember thinking, damn, I hope we can get this character. Man, I hope they make this a playable character. And sure enough, they did, and he works exactly like he did in the fight. He teleports away when he dodges. And I think that makes for interesting gameplay. Some players actually complained about it because they didn't know where he was going to teleport, and then they would have to readjust. But to me, as soon as he teleports, if you just hit his S1, which should be readily available if you build him right, no matter where he teleports, if you hit S1, he's just going to charge right back at the enemy and do an attack. So that was my answer to the Zaix teleportation problem, is just drop his S1 after you see him blink. If not, you're going to have to focus real quick, find where he is, and run back towards the enemy. Obviously, if you have his gear, he's going to be running a lot quicker. Let's see. Might as well look at some of this awesome hero cred gear. Yeah, here it is. If you have his accessory, when evasion is activated, which is all the time for him, by the way. This is a great item for him. He gets a huge strength bonus, which is gnarly for taking out bosses. And he gets that boost to movement speed for a certain amount of time. So even if he teleports away from you, he's going to be right back in your face, lickety-split real quick, with a 35% bonus to his strength, which, let's not kid ourselves here, that is a monster bonus to your strength. Like, if I had 35% more to my strength, I could probably lift a damn Honda. Alright, so that's a good item. Crimson Edge. Okay, and for the record, I could probably already lift a Honda. Okay, I'm just saying. Alright, if we're just counting the front end of it. Crimson Edge here. Zaix only physical attacks from behind. Boost break. Damage to fainted or enemies in break plus 15%. So this is awesome because this is good for boss slaying. This is really good for boss slaying. Since this guy is such a good breaker and has so much break already in his kit, this is going to enhance that every time you attack somebody from behind. And remember, he has an ability that lets his front attacks still count as backstab attacks. So you're going to be getting that break that extra bonus to your break from this weapon, even if you're not actually standing behind your enemy. And then when they do break, which is inevitable when you're fighting with Zaix, when they do break, or when they're fainted, he gets an extra 15% damage, and the guy's damage is already monster. Yeah, that's why I'm like literally running him with nothing. So this is also a very good item, especially for clearing bosses, stuff like that. Between the two of them, I remember when this character first came out and I reviewed him, it was a tough pick. Really, you got to go if you have to choose between one of these two items. Best of luck to you. You're gonna spend a long time thinking about it. But even the accessory is given. It's also giving attack. It's given strength. It's given some mind, and just really the huge bonus you can get from this is amazing. Because this accessory's ability, it'll proc off of other gear. Right, because this is when evasion is activated. Well, you can give him armor that increases his evasion. Davin's t-shirt gives you a chance to evade a spell hit. Like when somebody casts a spell, Davin's shirt will let you evade some of those. And if you don't, you take more damage. But what's cool with Zaix rocking Davin's t-shirt is as soon as that evade, like you're getting hit with a spell that has 10 hits. If you evade the first hit of that spell because of Davin's t-shirt, Zaix will actually teleport away. Right? And when he teleports away, hopefully he can get out of the range of the spell, as long as it's not an AO, it's not a full screen spell. Like a lot of the single target spells or the black holes that kind of suck you in. If he can dodge like one of the first couple hits of that with Davin's t-shirt, that counts as evasion. He will teleport away, and then he will get this giant strength bonus, and he will get a huge movement speed bonus. And whoever casts a spell at you better watch out, because you're about to be up in their grill picking their damn teeth. So this guy has a very solid items in here. They do help him out. They are cool. But your boy has 7 hero credentials. I had 7 hero credentials. And obviously I went and I chose to go with Loga's other sword because, man, it's got to be one of the best items in here to get. Unless, you know, if you are a Thunder Sevia fan, the items right here unlock Thunder Sevia. So a lot of people that really want to use that girl, and she is a great damager, and she also is a great medic at the same time. You know, I could see why people would get the twin bolts instead. It really all depends on what you want to do. Honestly, guys, I wasn't even sure if I was going to build Loga for taking out bosses and doing this and that, because I have so many other high-tier characters that I've pulled. But Loga still brings something unique to Last Cloudia. It's the way that he breaks enemies down. And it's not just so that he can do more damage to them. He makes the enemies actually kind of mess up and do less damage to your whole party, right? Or he makes the enemies more susceptible to damage from your whole party with some of the breaks and curses and ailments that he can put on enemies. So he just becomes super useful for that. And I figured, hey, if I can get one of his items from the Crimson Ore Shop, which I did, I think the other one he was rocking was Rem's Mop, just because it had an ailment that it could do. You know, that other sword for him is the creme de creme. It makes the ailments last 10% longer, which already is a big deal for him. But then on top of that, it gives you 20 more % to your damage when enemies have an ailment on them. So that thing is it just makes him so much more powerful. It was a must-have. So I had to choose that, but for me, a close second was probably the Seraph Sphere. I think this is useful because it gives you more break power from a unit that's going to be standing in the back and trying to heal people. So if she could provide some break on top of that, because you know she's going to be doing some basic attacks here and there when she's standing in the back while everybody's fighting in front of her trying to fight the big boss. I feel like this is actually a pretty decent item for her. It gives her decent stats. The regular attacks deal extra thunder damage. That doesn't really matter, but more break from thunder attacks. That very last part, that last sentence, That's what the big deal is here. More break from thunder attacks. So effectively, the girl is going to help your party break a nasty ass boss. And let's be real here, a nasty ass boss is a good reason to run this character. That's probably where I'm going to bring her, is to a nasty boss fight where I need somebody that can keep everybody healed and still provide some damage. So this item was close. And of course I did have to get Ray has souls here, but there was also a Ray prism. There's a Ray prism down here. Don't overlook it, guys. Okay, there is a prism down here. I think it's like 20 of these hero credentials, but you can get a prism of Ray and you can increase his SCT, or I'm not his SCT, his SC. So your boy did manage to do that because I got to go real big with Ray. He is my favorite character. But this is cool to get some of my other favorite characters along the way. You know, Zaix being the character that we're talking about. But as far as actually going in here and getting his Crimson Edge and, you know, his accessory, I can't say that it's going to really help further this account at all, because I can't think of a fight off the top of my head right now where I would need to bring Zaix and Zaix alone. Or, you know, I don't have a very good alternative instead of Zaix, because I have a lot of the top tier characters. So if this was like a fresh account and Zaix was like one of the first characters I rolled, I would definitely be trying to get these items, because then I would be using him to farm and I would be using him to clear content, which he can do no problem. He can absolutely shred content. So all in all, I guess this makes up for some of the bad UR arc luck that I've had. At least my character luck was a little bit better. So that's what your boy's working with. That's what I'm going to do. But it's time to get back to Ray. It's time to get back to Ray. Yeah, guys. Comments are open. Let me know what you thought. Have an awesome day. And, I mean, I hope you get everything from this gacha too. This one is up for a little while. So nobody panic yet. We got time. We got time. Peace, everybody.